Good evening, everyone. It's time for our English meditation session again. Let's begin by quieting our mind for 5 minutes. We worked the whole day, or maybe you played the whole day, but we need to quiet our mind so that we can let our heart shine through, okay? Just close your eyes. Okay, let's let me share with you 3 stories tonight. The first story is about my wife. She always remind me time to take a shower, time to go brush up, wear some warm clothing, and time to go to bed every day. And I told her, I said, I may be doing it 1 hour later or one day later when I feel there's a need for it. And sometimes I do it in a timely fashion according to your measurement. But either way, it'll be done. Why be stressed or be so serious about the task, about me? And that's going to affect your enlightenment. And She said, but I love you. I want to see you live to 100. I want to make sure everything is fine with you. So just to remind you to do this, to do that, it doesn't take a lot of my time. But I said, it's always in your mind. She said, it comes, goes. That's the first story. It's a very simple conversation. The second story is I sent a YouTube song to my family, my siblings. The title of the song is called Brothers, We Are Getting Old. And the message was simply, brothers, we're getting old. Let's forget all the past and happiness. Let's focus on the current state of peace and love. And it was a wonderful song. It was a very heartwarming song. My younger brother, who watched this and replied, that doesn't apply to me. I still feel strong. I'm going strong. I'm doing, everything I can to my business. And I don't feel I'm getting old. And I said, power, money, or fame is already replaced by peace and love for me. And then he said, I guess I haven't woken up yet. That's the second story. Please listen carefully. I'm going to link all three stories together into a theme for tonight. And the third story was, I received a article about why the authoritarian management of China by Xi Jinping is necessary. See, it's a political issue. He basically said the following. He said, China is surrounded by 12 neighboring countries and 56 races. Yeah, China does have 56 races. And if each race is entitled to 2 parties, then we're going to have 112 parties. And out of the 12 neighboring countries, if we do not help them out or go into some kind of a peaceful agreement with them, we cannot live happily together. And the only way we can do that is we have a central government. There's no infight. If we have a 2-party or 3-party system like the United States, then we will have a lot of infight. And the 112 parties is going to have a lot of infight. And on top of that, we have so many religions. Tibet has 4 religions, and another province have 2. And then we have regional authorities, regional party power. If we do not have an authoritarian way to deal with this, it's going to be a mess. The way that the United States will never understand is because the United States doesn't have 12 neighboring countries. And the United States only have original Indian and the black people. I don't have, if you want to call it the races, yeah. So, I'm not here to talk about politics. I don't care how everything is run, because however it runs, it's a cyclic issue. It's going to rise and fall and rise. That's just the law of the universe. I'm here to put the three stories into the same perspective. What do you see as a common ground in these three different stories? The common ground in these three stories is limited in their vision. My wife only cares about me. She doesn't care about anybody else. Right? My brother only cares about himself. He sees nothing else. He only sees what he thinks is important. Whatever his life is important or his spirit is important, he doesn't see. And talk about nations. I mean, this article also mentioned, look at the mess in the Arab world, the conflict in India and Pakistan. And Russia have so many different internal factions. And Putin needed to be authoritative. But I'm not here to argue whether we need or don't need. Is that each race, each religion has its history, has its karma, and everyone is bonded by their limited vision. They don't see beyond what they know. My brother is that, my wife is that. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying why we are so limited in our vision. We only see such a nearsightedness. We don't put on our glass and look at everything. One very simple reason is because we use our eyes, ears, nose. How far can you see? In Texas or Kansas, you see, wow, but still you probably don't see more than 20, 50 miles. That's still a very small plane. And how well can we hear? And ego definitely can see better than we can. And our taste has to be in our mouth. Our feel has to be touched by our skin. So our senses is kind of inadequate, I would say, you know. We make judgment based on what we see, what we hear, what we read. And we don't see anything beyond. They're saying in Buddhism, what is the other shore? I mean, you probably heard a lot. We want to go to the other shore. That's Buddha land, that's happy land, that's enlightened land. Actually, simply the other shore is the shore you don't agree, you don't like, you cannot accept. We always stay in our comfort zone, in this shore, where we feel secure, we accept, we agree, we treasure, we love, we feel happy. Anything beyond our comfort zone, we disagree, we reject, we look down upon, we discriminate. That's what the other shore is. So to practice Chan is to really go beyond our comfort zone, beyond our senses. Look at the big picture. So if my wife will see that I actually take care of myself, probably not as diligently as she would wish, but I still can take care of myself. I'm not that senile yet. And she would feel a little bit happier, be more liberated. And my brother would accept the fact that he has enough money to retire. He doesn't really need to work that hard and be frustrated and ruin his health. He's probably have the poorest health among our siblings. Everything has a cost. So if you look beyond the fortune he's accumulating into the purpose of our lives, into accepting the fact our lives are actually very short. We need to see through all that. And so we can live according to the law of the universe. So if each country, each race can go beyond, can see beyond, into other neighbors, into other religions, into other races, into the values of everyone else, then we won't have any conflict. Then we can all live happily together, right? So it's a matter of vision. It's a matter of ego. It's a matter of beyond our senses. Get in touch with the universe. There is a teaching in Buddhism that help us to realize that. Go beyond ourselves. That is called the 6 acts. To do it, to repeat it 10,000 times. I just translated. There are some people translated into 6 perfections. I don't want to call it perfections. It's just 6 deeds, you know? We just have to do it 10,000 times. That's it. Once a day for 30 years. Right? Is that math right? 30 years, once a day. And the first is giving. Giving go beyond ourselves into others. Second is discipline. Discipline doesn't mean that we have certain rules and certain etiquette or principles to follow. No. Discipline is act with actions tolerable by other actions. Just like freedom. Our freedom is limited by the freedom of others. So discipline meaning you act within the limit allowed by other actions. In other words, harmony, middle way. Same thing, right? Third is patience. Too often, based on our egoic, our egoic habit, The minute I heard that, I got mad. The minute I saw that, I act. Patience meaning think using your heart, not using your mind. Feel it with your heart and then decide what to react. Patience. The next act, which is the fourth one, is diligence. It cannot be, sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. When I feel like it, I do it. If I don't feel like it, I don't. Oh, this guy looked poor, I gave him $2. That guy looks, doesn't need it, so I don't give. Diligence meaning always remind yourself to do this, to give, to be patient, to be tolerant. The fifth one is meditation, of course. In order for us to have enough patience and the generosity to give and to forgive, we need to have a very calm, very calm sentiment. So meditation is sort of the base, the engine for us to be able to do these 6 acts or 6 deeds. Once you did that, then you learn. We call it wisdom, which is the 6 deeds, or prajna. Fancy Sanskrit word. We learn from doing all this. If you don't do, and to some of you, this may be so foreign, to some of you, maybe this is strange. Why should I give? Why should I be patient? Well, these are valid questions. But once you did it, you're going to feel something in your heart. That's what I feel. I trust you feel too. Once you begin to give, be patient and forgiving and diligent, you feel a sense of love, a sense of relief. Try it. Then eventually you will realize the, how do I say this? You will realize, I don't want to call it principle, I don't want to call it wisdom, these are too abstract. You will realize the good feeling. You will realize why you feel so good. And gradually it becomes part of you. The compassion and love be personified. You become love and compassion. And when people look at you, they see love and compassion. You will have no enemies. Imagine if you're doing business, you have no enemies. You can conquer it all. Because when you have no enemies, everybody will look up to you. Everybody will want you to be partners. Everybody would ask you for help. That's another dimension were not taught in schools, right? Well, that's what I wanted to share. It all happened this week. And if you look around, if you pay attention, if you focus, remember meditation is focus, you will find stories every minute, every second. You will learn from that. Then you no longer need the sutras or memorize Sifu's teachings or recite, because you will realize, you will be enlightened. You will suddenly wake up. Oh, that's how it's applied. That's how it's being practiced. That's how it was realized. Truth is very simple. Truth is just our heart. And if we don't think, don't discriminate, just act and live based on our heart, boy, you'll be so happy and so relieved and filled with contentment. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Anyone has anything to share? Any questions? Always, no one. I'm the only one who's talking. No one has any questions or sharing. Okay, then let's meditate. Let's just close our eyes, sit up straight. Take a few deep breaths. And focus on our navel chakra. Today, the navel chakra is very strong. Almost immediately, as soon as you sense it, it starts pumping. And pumping all the way to the fingertips. To our forehead, to our nose. The navel chakra right now travels upward, the chi travels upward into our heart chakra. And from the heart chakra directly into our Can Shin Mai Lun, crown chakra or Can chakra at the top of our head. Now I begin to travel down into our abdomen, into our root chakra. Now the root chakra, heart chakra, and Can chakra are vibrating at the same frequency. Now let's line up the three chakras, the Can chakra, the heart chakra in the center of our chest, and root chakra at the bottom near our prostate or cervix. Once you line up, you see a column of light going through you. Yeah, I need to tuck in my chin so that I have a straight line. Now my entire body is filled with qi. The root chakra, heart chakra, and Can chakra begin to dissolve. The whole body becomes just a bunch of air, qi. Now let's pick a spot and enter into Transcend. This three-center alignment, as I always want to remind you, is for the physical self benefit. To benefit the spiritual self, we need to enter into Transcend, into a state of emptiness, a void, into a state of peace, quiet, but yet there's a sense of joy, a sense of I would call it the sense of hominess. As always, we don't call an end to the session. Just meditate as long as you can, regardless whether we are connected online or not.